productive. We've gone, for instance, me and Deanna went to HOA. We thought we had an opportunity, but the 5 minutes after we were there, we realized that we didn't. Okay, and I think that could have been nipped in the bud with a couple questions before, or maybe understanding what was going on. That was Moraga, right? Moraga.
We sold $72,000.
Correct.
Brass valves.
100%, and we were good on that with them, and we
I know,
we
but
figured that out
still,
right
we
away.
kept coming back.
Yeah,
And
but here's the deal: they wanted us to entertain a controller opportunity for something that was completely out of our wheelhouse. They had just installed controllers less than 6 months ago. They probably spent $500,000. We weren't going to install a controller on their wall anywhere, but they wanted us to quote unquote make some magic happen. That is impossible in our world right now. So I just want to go through this. It's a couple slides. We're going to be talking about a strategy called Spiced. It's what we are trained on, or my whole team with marketing was trained on, about developing some product goals, understanding of pains and weaknesses of customers, and trying to identify where we can fit in the best to make a statement and settle the dispute of what we can do and what we can't do for them. So these are just some basic questions here that all of us already entertain. Okay, we all use this on a daily basis. In one way or another, it comes out. It may not be so exact or professional in a sense, but it's what we do. But these discovery calls, quote unquote, prospecting or creating a prospect or creating an opportunity, should fulfill with some of these calls, right? I think that we've had history with, hey, I have an opportunity. Okay, boom. We could be there November 2nd at 2 p.m. Hang up the phone. Okay? And we get trigger happy because someone wants to give us an opportunity. Well, not every opportunity is our opportunity. And I think we found that out last year. And I really want to get to the point where we could evaluate if it is an opportunity for us or not, and then provide some value for the customer by saying, hey, we could do this for you, or hey, we cannot do this for you. I'm sorry, I don't think we're the best fit for you, but we can do something else. But getting to these questions on the discovery call and creating some notes, jotting down some notes, understanding where the customer's coming from, and then scheduling a meeting or a follow-up to then follow up through some of these questions will get us a lot farther. And I think that's like some common practice stuff. We're super excited about the market. We're super excited about giving opportunities. I don't blame anyone. I've done it myself. Like, hey, Nate, I need you. Okay, I'll do that. And we just need to slow down and ask them a couple more questions. Okay, and this is what this whole thing is about. So this is a sales strategy for Spice. This is discovery call questions. Okay, contractor calls, customer calls. Let's ask them some questions. Get the story. And then we're gonna talk about Spice. So this is super deep. I don't think we need to look at it at that deep of a level. However, there's some meanings behind it. So Spice is an operating model for professional frame. It's basically a framework of how they approach an opportunity. Okay, and each thing stands for something. So the S is for situation, P is for pain, I is impact, CE critical event, and a D is for decision. Okay, and so let's just go one by one. A situation, background facts and circumstances relevant to the customer's world. These describe objective factors and determine whether the customer falls within your customer profile. Right off the bat, just what we talked about. When we're on the phone with a customer, we got to even see if they're our customer or not. In some cases, just because they're an irrigation customer doesn't mean that they could or will be a Rainbird customer on the first phone call. Okay. Pain. This is the most important part. And if we could understand this pain, then we could eventually come to a solution to provide them to get over this pain, right? Impact. And it's highlighted because it's one of the most important ones. It's what results are produced by us to solve their pain. Okay, so it's directly correlated. Hey, you have a problem, we got an answer, and this is how we're going to solve it. critical event.
To make a point, like, you know, to your point on this is when you're looking at, I think we, this to me is like, you know, step by step, and I think oftentimes I include myself, is that we go straight to I without stopping at the understanding.
Email, I'm looking this up.
Yep, no, exactly.
And I'm gonna have viewing on blah, 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 also know, unless you wanna do that yourself, what would you like me to do?
Yeah, how would you like to proceed forward
All
after
right,
this?
exactly,
Right.
so you just moved, you went do.
And you're
Now
setting
I
some
see-
expectations,
No.
right?
Exactly.
That it is super important that we don't drop the ball, right? They just confess their whole life story to us. The last thing that we want to do is to go home and not send an email, okay? Or not go put it on the list. Because what you do at that point is you turn right back into a P for them, a pain, right? That's what happens. The follow-up is the most important thing here. The discovery process, all that stuff, great. We understand where we have an opportunity. We're lining ourselves up. But hey, if we don't perform and do what was asked of us, or what we promised the customer, 100 times out of 10, we are not getting their business. Okay? If they have to send you a text and say, "Hey, Nate, I'm still waiting on the price sheet or the price or the product list that you're going to give me. I haven't heard back from you in 2 days." That customer isn't going to buy from you. You just went into a bucket of pain. So the next manufacturer that comes to the door, they're going to say, "Hey, I don't want you to be anything like Rainbird. They didn't get back to me the time they said they were." Okay. Questions on this? I think we're done. But do we all understand this? It's a little bit different from the sales model, I know.
No, it's not, it's not.
It's
You
just diving
just have
deeper.
to use the same questions. It's fact-finding, which is discovery. You're empathizing, which is connecting with your customer, which is summarizing, all those three, and then moving them to a close. Earlier, just a few minutes ago, we were talking about connecting with a customer and what is empathize. How do you say that? If you look at the pink model, the square and the blue square, where do they meet? That
Yep.
smaller square
I got
is the moment when you connect with a customer.
That's
It's no
where
longer
guys
about
really make
you
a
or about
connection.
them. It's right there, and that's where the communication
Yep.
becomes enriched by whatever value you bring or information you bring to each other. So it's not all of this, whether you use the SPICE or the sales model or other sales models in an organization, the process of communication is still always the same. You know, if we choose to use this as it's not, the goal is the same.
And here's the deal, guys. I didn't want to come to this meeting today saying that, hey, this is how we need to go by.
No,
I just
what
want
I'm
to
saying
highlight
is,
that we're missing.
this is your instinct should just follow these 3 steps.
Correct.
I'm saying SPICE could be the one that we're using, that's fine. But in the end of the day is you need to ask questions. You need to understand your customer and let them know you understand. And that goes for us here, like, did we understand each other? Strategic planning is a great example of when we do listen and when we don't to each
Yep.
other, right? So empathizing and then moving to a close. Yes, we decide, no, we don't decide. That's it. It's actually simple, but we get it gets complicated in our brains because we have 1,000 units, because we want the sale, and because we're under pressure for time. And that's when we start falling apart.
Yep.
So I think this is a great discussion about using a model, multiple models, whatever. But the reality, that's our reality at Rainbird, in the field.
No, I get it. And so just for some clarity behind this, right? I wanted to start this meeting off with this. Not only to tee up some opportunities for next year, and we're going to be a little bit more involved, a little bit different customer bases. We already know that. And today, we're obviously going over some product that maybe we're not all comfortable with, but we're hoping to sway to get to that point so we could all be on the same level. Next year, I think that we could have the best year we've ever had. I truly think so. We have a great pipeline. Mark has got on a bunch of projects. We have commercial projects coming left and right. We have a couple things planned out for next year that I think is going to be very advantageous for us to move throughout the year. We have relationships that we haven't before. We got territories covered. I don't want to lose because we don't know how to understand an opportunity. Okay? That should be the least of our worries. When an opportunity knocks at the door, we should be batting 10 for 10 next year. Okay? And we're prepped everywhere else. And I think that this we could all use some work on as professionals. I'm guilty of it as well. And I just want to have a unified approach of how we're going to be developing ourselves and our brand next year. I think that if we get this, then with everything we're working on and the pipeline we got going on, and I hope to God it doesn't rain till June again next year. But if this all pans out just right, I think that we could have a one hell of a year.
Yeah, well, no, I really appreciate you kind of going through this to get us in the right space, because you're right. I think we're a little bit more seasoned as a team, and it's time to take off.
Take ownership of your information and what you provide to the customer.
Yeah.
We might have walked in this door today with the new tag on our shoulder. Okay, Indiana's probably the last one that could probably physically say it. No longer are we a quote unquote new team, even though we started on strap. And I hate that it comes up every time. We've had this conversation with Sylvia, and I've gotten pretty heated about it. It's because we aren't a new team, but this new mentality that we live by gives us the opportunity to be that new person, because we are classified as it, right? No one here is new. She knows her territory just as well as everyone else does, and she's the newest one here, okay? And at that point, you are no longer new to Rainbird. You are
Young.
part of our sales force. You're seasoned, like chicken. Okay?
We had the first year was new, the second year was young.
Yep.
We can't use
No
that
more.
anymore.
We are a team.
We are literally
We
seasoned.
are a team, right?
Yeah.
And we cannot.
Next year we're seasoned.
Exactly. If someone comes out in Stratplan next year and says, hey, we have a newish team, they're going to look at us and be like, dude, are you crazy? We're paying you guys all this money for what? For you guys to be classified as new? Whatever. What I'm getting at is that I want that mentality to be gone, right? We're not new. We're a good team, okay? We don't need the excuse for new anymore. Why would we want to be classified that if we're good?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's actually putting a chip on our shoulder saying that we're new. What does that mean to me? Does that mean we're not as good as a seasoned team? So this next year, I want to approach things a lot differently. Myself, I think everyone else has kind of a common consensus of doing that as well. And it starts and leaves here today. Specifically with controls, what we're going to hop into right now. I want to answer every question that I can today. I want to have everyone comfortable with looking at the controller and moving through the tabs. I want everyone to feel empowered enough to be able to not say that they're new and don't know a product anymore. Okay, it's all our responsibilities to sell these products. Some, obviously, projects and whatever of whatever stature are probably going to be laid off on me, and that's completely fine. However, we don't need to not have our commercial controllers on the shelf at distribution no more. I'm over it, okay? I've been here for 2, going on 3 years, and there's only a handful of branches throughout the whole territory that have a LX72 on the shelf.
Yeah, I mean, like, the way I think about it, Nate, is that it would be amazing if this team had the ability to answer, like, 95% of the questions that are related to IBM, to the LXME Pro, and then the other 5%, that's when we call me.
And here's the deal.
Or Corey, or whoever else for that.
Yeah, and here's the deal. Like, I want you guys to feel empowered enough to do this, because it creates something for you. It makes you credible. And when you're credible to the right person at the right time, then that means that you have them You know? And don't get me wrong, we have great relationships with who we got relationships with now, but how many questions have we been asked in the field? Even you, at
I
distribution.
just asked you, I just told you, I need
Yeah.
at least 5 questions.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we all absolutely need to know, because they're consistent, and it doesn't matter if I'm a CAM or a hybrid, they come up all the time.
And what does the feeling that you get personally when you don't know that answer?
Frustrated.
Frustrated, okay?
Why?
But what-
Because it takes my time.
How also, and I know we need to get you to watch or something because you were really stressed about time. But but listen, I'm gonna knock it back an hour so you got another day, you know, one extra day a week. But hey, listen. So, what do you think? How do you feel that the sales professional feels like when you don't have an answer? How
Well,
about
you
that?
feel inadequate, and so you don't feel like you got
You're
your shit together.
evaluating. Okay.
No, it's just like, let me go find out. I know the answer, but do I know? Now we got new products. I haven't installed it.
Ignorant?
Yeah, that's a good word.
But how about?
Yes, because
Go
it's
ahead.
my job.
Okay.
If I don't know my products, I can sell it.
I agree.
Sell it.
I agree. I think that what I'm more, I guess, bothered by personally is when I don't know the answer, and that's fine. I feel what I feel about myself, but I don't really know how the person asking me feels about me. And I think that half the time they look at me like, dude, this dude's stupid. He doesn't know the answer to that, and I'm like, my bad, you know.
They know the answer.
And then maybe they're just testing you.
Yeah, they know the answer and they're just calling you to confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, I think this is the way it's supposed to go. On the programming, when I clicked on this, this is what came up, blah, blah, blah. I mean, obviously, a lot of those guys live that, because they're in the controllers a lot more so than we are.
Yeah, they already knew the answer to that. They like I said, they probably want to confirm. But then when you answer the phone and you're like, hey, hold on, I don't know, but let me check. They're like, why did I even call someone? You know.
Not if you handle it quickly, though. I mean, this.
Understood. Some certain people do respect it. I completely agree with you. But are they going to call you next time, or are they going to call Nate next time, or are they going to call Corey next
that's a
time?
good point.
You see what I'm saying? Because now they don't need to deal with you. They're going to go straight to the guy that knows it. And so maybe in a conversation, Ed says, hey, well, here's Nate's number just in case you need anything. Because Ed doesn't want to get stuck in a position next time. And so next time that contractor calls, he's no longer calling you, which would help your relationship and you being there and present, right? He's calling someone else. And don't get me wrong, there's certain people in certain companies that only call me because they're very
Technical.
yeah, right? And that's fine. That's where we live. But those people also would call you if you knew the answer to that question. You know, if they looked at you like they're pro. Okay? And so today I want to walk out of here feeling like we're all pros. It's going to be rough. Especially if none of you guys have ever done this before. I know Ed has, I know Mark has. I have for years. It's fun. But it's something I think that we all need to learn how to do. Okay? I would love for you guys to be out there one day with some boots and inside the ground helping a customer wire a valve. Like, can you imagine how nice that would be? To have that support, and for you to be like, hey, hold on, I'll hop in here, I'll get this. Like,
You've done that, haven't you?
Yeah.
I have to.
No, okay, and not saying that. I wasn't pointing nobody out. I was just saying.
Hey, we've gone dirty.
No. But there's in some circumstances, and here's the deal, right? The most
But we need
important-
to feel confident with
And
the
comfortable.
new products.
Correct.
That, I agree.
Yes.
Like, we really need to, and it's been a while.
And Deanna hasn't ever done anything like that.
Oh, of course.
And so we really got to have her back
Of course.
today, and push it through this.
No, I don't think, I think that's really good because it regenerates our own questions.
Correct.
It
Yeah.
solidifies what we know, and it also
Mhm.
Adds to what we feel iffy about.
Well, it's also, what we're going to practice today or perform, we're going to go over setting up some controllers and stuff, but cool. But some of what we're going to be doing is going to preemptively give you questions to ask a customer when you're on the phone, right? For instance, like, hey, did you check the solenoid? Hey, what's the wire look like? Hey, is your common going to this valve or this valve? Stuff like that, those kind of questions are going to be impactful when you're able to answer them, or I guess ask them intellectually. Words are hard. Okay. You guys want to take a break? You go to the bathroom? What time is it? We're going to do lunch.
1 o'clock, so that's good.
Okay, we're going to do lunch at 12. Okay. Lunch is a walk down the street. We could also go at 11. I don't care.
How about we just go through and see which one falls, what makes sense?
Perfect, yeah, perfect. And this first part is going to be way faster than the second part, obviously. And so we're going to look at LXME2s first. And so if everyone wants to grab their controller that they brought and put it on the top of the table.
So what's missing the connection?
Make sure it's unplugged.
Yeah, it's good. I did lend it to a contractor recently, so.
Did he steal your wire? He steal your wire net?
You didn't put a wire nut in there?
I did. But I do hand it off
So
to.
your contractor stole the wire nut?
He must have. And the only reason I'm saying that's because I give it to them to mess around with and touch and, you know.
The controller, it's a 40 program controller. We got that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
What was the old one?
between 40 and 60, why, is that an IBM?
A 40 program is the max on any controller we got.
The old one was
Okay, so 40 programs.
Correct.
Old one.
The old LXME was only 4 programs.
4 program, ABCD.
4
You
programs.
just added a 0 and called it a day?
Here's the deal. Why? Let me tell you why.
You should have been a product manager, say.
Okay, let me tell you why we have 40. Yeah. Because in A2C, how many does that have? 4. How many does the A2C have?
What's an A2C?
It's a Hunter controller.
I know that.
Oh, 30.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know, 40.
50.
No.
36.
I think it's between 34 and 38.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
And so
36.
we just said, hey, we got 40.
Right, no matter what I say.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. 10 start times. Okay. So your programs can start up to 10 times. Okay. With what?
Holy moly.
Another one?
We are gonna die today if we keep doing this.
Good thing we don't have water.
What the gun the water?
I need to get sign off on
I
this.
didn't realize it was plugged in.
Mark, did you get on camera?
It's on camera.
Okay. 40 programs.
You didn't realize it was
Pay
plugged.
attention and let me know that, okay.
Did you get that?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't get the
10
smoke,
start time each
though.
for a program. So one program can start up to 10 times. Okay. Before it was 8. Now it's 10. I don't know why we gotta upgrade everything. It makes it complicated.
Un momento.
Yes.
It's called adding value.
40 programs is, give me an example.
RC2 has 4 programs. Okay. This one has 40. So program is, I think in the RC2 it's ABCD.
No, but tell her what it is.
oh.
Yeah,
You're
tell her
gonna
what-
have rotors,
exactly.
you're gonna have sprays, you're gonna drip.
You could have north side, south side, east side, west side, northeast side, southwest side.
So one program is station 1,
Pots.
2,
Uh-huh.
start time,
Drip.
and then run for 10 minutes each.
Oh, okay.
That's program 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I don't know how to say that in Spanish. I don't know Spanish.
No, I can understand you.
No, no.
I am bilingual.
No, but
Unlike you,
I was
Nate.
good.
I have attitude, positive.
Yes. Okay. Jesus Christ. Here we go. Okay.
She'll understand.
Okay,
We have the biggest screen on the market. Biggest screen
yes.
of the market.
Okay, perfect.
La ventanita es la más grande.
Yes.
Bilingual.
Ahí, donde
I'm
dice
bilingual,
River.
but-
You can watch
Okay.
TV.
You can there's a copy and paste feature, which is really cool. If someone asks, this is like a selling point, right? Other controllers have it. We didn't before, but let's say station 1, 2, and 3 are all 10 minutes. Okay, same thing. You don't have to go and program
¿Sabes
each
qué es
one.
copy and paste?
You
Yes.
just don't. Okay, all together as one.
And the competition don't have this?
Some do, some don't.
Okay.
But I think Hunter does on the highest
Okay,
rate.
okay.
You can upgrade it from the old one. The old one looks like this. The old one looks like this. Okay, this is an LXME. That's the LX2, and you can upgrade it.
But this isn't the market?
No.
Actually, no.
It is in the market.
It's in the market on the wall, but
Yes.
it's not sold.
Yeah.
Or there's a lot of controllers we can upgrade.
Correct. So if a customer has that controller, all we need to do is take that new panel and put it in and change the slot button,
Okay.
and it's good to go.
Just change panel?
We're gonna go over it. I'll show you. I have the
Okay.
screen for it.
Okay.
So yes, Deanna.
Yes, but the panel and there's a
Models?
Yeah, one models. Okay. It comes as a 12. It comes as 12 stock. It's a 0 slot.
Yes.
And then you can upgrade it to the Flow one or to the Pro with a Pro Smart module. The old one used to be called Flow Smart. Okay. Customers still get confused when they try to go and order a Flow Smart module. They're discontinued, and so they can only order Pros. So they also can't put a Pro in there and a Flow in there. A Flow
¿Qué?
Smart.
No entendí eso. No
Los
soy
equipos
bilingüe
se
para
llaman
eso.
Flow modules.
Flow
Para
Smart. This is
manejar.
a Pro Smart.
El Fluyo.
Y ahora
Para manejar el
nuevos son
fluyo.
Pro.
Yeah, with this, look at, so this one,
But todo eso. Yes.
if they wanted to add IQ onto there, which we're gonna do here in a few minutes, they need to buy this separately, and then when they get it, they pull this out and put it in,
Yes.
okay? Understood?
Yes.
And IQ is, you're familiar with Link, obviously, right?
Yes.
It's kind of like Link, but it's upgraded for larger sites, more power. There's more
Yes.
things you could do.
What is the advantage for customers when have IQ4 and
Yes, so if they don't have IQ4, they have to drive to their site every time to look at this controller. In the past, there was only one way to be able to do it, unless they had an external pump start relay, which was they would wire the hot incoming power from the pump, or outgoing power from the pump, into the common. Okay, so when the controller turned on, and it turned on a station, the common would basically send a signal to the pump to kick on.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
and so,
Espera un minuto.
and so what happened
Déjalo
was,
terminar.
was that for every single station ran on a conventional controller, the pump was on. Drip, it doesn't matter, pop-ups, and typically the pump was only there for the rotors.
Right, because it
traditionally,
needs,
or for like the big stations. So what happened is like it goes to station 6, it's drip, and drip starts blowing up.
Oh, dude.
They didn't start whatever.
Too much.
So what we did with this controller is we added an MB2/pump start relay. So now you could put that wire that's coming from the pump into this pump start relay, and you could tell the controller which stations to use the pump for or not. Okay? So it's an upsell.
So what's MB1?
MB1 is your master valve.
So just one.
So you just identify on MV2 for the pump, you
That's the pump.
identify only stations 6, 7, and 8 that are the rotor stations.
Correct.
Those are the only ones that come on with
During the
that.
pump. And then after it will cycle back, the pump will cycle back off. So it's just a relay. But that's an upsell too, to be honest. Especially for some customers out there in your area that I know they use pumps. And just say, do you have a pump? Or do you have a pump start relay? And if not, just say, well, you don't need one if you're just trying to actuate a pump with a LX2 Pro. Because the pump starts on there. It's super high level, but
What happened with the IBM pump start?
it's back.
But what was?
That's a good question.
There's something.
No, the icebox relay was just like, we couldn't source it.
La conexión de la pompa.
But it's back now.
Okay.
¿Sí?
En el panel common, el common wire, que es
Común. La línea
la
común.
línea que se va a todas.
So an ME3 is considered light residential or light commercial, or high residential, light commercial. Okay, 22 stations, but it only has the app to get programmed with, the Link 2 Wi-Fi stick, and it can read flow, but only from one flow sensor. It's the, what is it?
FS 100.
100. Yeah. The
Good job.
ICC2 cannot read flow, obviously. It goes up to 38 stations. Programs are the same, but it uses a program similar to what IQ4 is, but not really. Similar though.
Does that cost us like IQ4?
It's cheaper than IQ4, but it's really, I don't like to compare it because the two products are just like superior compared to theirs. Just think of that Centralis is kind of like
Like Wi-Fi?
like a upgraded, a step up from our Link 2 Wi-Fi stick.
Okay.
But
they do have that option.
correct. But they're on the way to upgrade that, and pretty soon it's gonna be pretty even with us. Then we get to the LX72. Okay, 48 stations, obviously 40 programs. What does it say? This one does not read flow because it's basic, just LX72, and then the Pro. Okay, so when someone talks about an ACC2, they're paying a premium. It's typically like $300 or $400.
Yeah, it's
More
over
than ours.
$300.
They have 32 programs. We have 40. And we have IQ4, whatever. But I'll send this out so you guys
Okay,
can
so
Nate.
hold on, stop right there. This is where I am a little confused. So are you saying Centralis under the ICC2 and ICC?
ACC.
So ICC2 is equivalent to IC3?
The ICC2 is equivalent to the LX72, or the LX72.
No, because it's 38 station.
Correct.
Okay. So
Has one common wire. It's typically white or black. Okay. This goes to every single valve. Every single valve is connected to this wire from the controller. It's something that they all have in common. Every single valve.
Is that a pun?
Many valves with one,
No.
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 Each valve.
Each valve. Okay, so look, there's
Each
two wires.
valve, okay.
There's two wires on a valve. Okay. One wire goes to the common. Okay. The other one gets a station wire, which are red, and it gets wired into here. Okay. So this is station 1. Okay. But station 2 also needs this wire.
Oh, that's not short.
So we gotta get this wire over here, and these are connected. And now station 2 gets a different red wire. So this wire is in common with all the valves, and each station gets their own red wire.
And red wire is,
A station wire.
Station.
It's the same type of wire,
Same wire.
but
Just
different
different
color. It's like daisy
Do
chain.
you understand? When we hook it up, when we hook it up right now, you'll understand. Here,
Que
look
cada
at this.
válvula es como una colita.
pero los dos cables hacen lo mismo o
No, uno es el común que conecta a las 5
todas las válvulas.
Yes.
Y las 5 válvulas que tienen un solo cable blanco tienen 5 cables rojos.
Correcto. Cada uno tiene su propio,
Pero,
está conectado
el
en
cable rojo y el cable blanco hacen algo diferente o no?
no se comunican. Okay.
Here,
La cosa es, espérate.
I'll give you a visual, okay? So this is our controller, okay? This is the common, and this is stations 1, 2, and 3. It's almost like I made this, okay? The common is shared, okay? This is the common. And the common goes to each valve. 1 common, 2 common, 3 common. It's all the same wire, okay? And then stations 1, 2, and 3 have 1 wire. And they each go 1, 2, 3. And those are independent.
Happen the same in residential controllers?
Same thing,
Yes.
same thing.
Okay.
Sunday,
You do that for that, I just having you hold it.
So turn the dial to.
What are you doing over here?
Saying the date and time
Okay.
on my
Emmy.
Emmy
So I didn't
time.
know, you can get right in there on,
So right now it's what, 10:30.
While I try to do this as well.
And now if you
okay,
want-
time's up.
You can hold it. Okay, and then.
My controller, you can actually talk to it, and it puts it right in.
Is it hooked up to Alexa or something?
It's a third party deal.
Oh yeah. Like, so just put a note in.
Is that what time it is?
Yeah, I had it already set.
Oh, okay. So you went ahead of the instructor.
Well, you know, you actually use this for demoing.
Yeah, I like to do that too. You know how, yeah.
You know how it goes.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy, huh?
Are you on time?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I need
Yes.
to know.
Show.
Look at that. Perfect. Perfecto.
We're wiring valves. Crazy. So,
There you go.
let's get down here. We're gonna talk about your,
Always I recommend.
Always pull it out.
yeah, to pull out, then to
I didn't
pull
say
in.
nothing.
Someone
You said. It was Fernando.
Okay. Perfect. So listen, here's what we're gonna do, okay? So there's 3 valves here at each one. And this right here The master valve. Okay?
But it's the same valve.
Same valve.
Oh, okay.
Crazy, huh?
Yes.
Good point.
Okay, yeah, so here's the deal. A master valve can be the same valve, but a master valve is only, they call it a master valve because it controls the whole system. So, a lot of systems do not have a master valve. Okay, they don't. It's
Is there a legal or MWILA requirement to have a master valve?
for new install there is. I don't think it's an MWILA requirement, but it's like an industry standard, more than less.
Why new construction, we
For
so
sure.
we should know that in the field to.
For sure.
Why some contractors install master valve and why don't? What
Okay.
is the difference between?
Let me show you. Let me tell you why a master valve is
Okay.
important. Okay. So here's the master valve, and think about the meter for the city being right here. Okay. So the meter from the city is coming to the master valve. Okay. And so nothing is going to get past this master valve until it's turned on. Okay. What happens is that if there's not a master valve here, then there could be a break anywhere on the line, and this master valve will just let it go. Or if it didn't have a master valve, it would just keep breaking. But if there was a break over here, and this master valve is right here, and it's closed, then there's no water coming out here no more. It's a safety feature. Basically saying, if this master valve is turned on, then we got water to this guy. If it's turned off, then everything past this has no water.
¿Me puedes decir eso, por favor?
Ya. Oh, si quieres.
Tú.
Que está diciendo que esto va a dictar qué agua está pasando. Entonces, si esta no está prendida, estas tres válvulas no van a ganar agua.
Okay.
Entonces, lo que es importante es que si hay un quiebre, el esquí está quebrado, no va a haber ninguna agua que está yendo a estas válvulas y la quiebra hasta que esta está prendida. Entonces, es como una aseguranza, ¿verdad? Para que no salga.
Y si no la tuviera, ¿qué pasaría?
Todo estaría yendo, el charco de agua estaría saliendo.
Correct. It's safety. It's for safety. It's for safety.
Okay.
Because if it wasn't there, you wouldn't be able to isolate a break.
Yeah.
What's also really important is this: is that this controller is going to tell this master valve to open. It's going to start program number 1. The master valve is going to open. That's going to open, and we got water. Okay. When it closes, the controller says, when the program's over, the controller says, close the station, close the master valve, no water. Okay.
In
Any of them.
station.
Any of them. So that if you had a leak down there, it would turn it off. If we had a flow sensor, you have one?
Yes.
That
Yeah,
one.
the ultrasonic set.
Oh,
Is this a 2-inch?
Oh, shit, yeah, it is.
Yes, to
Okay.
it.
There's a piece of pipe somewhere. Grab it for me, please.
There's one right there on the table.
Where at?
there's pipe right there.
Right here, look.
Right there, yeah. Pipe.
Oh.
It's all right, man. You're focused.
Okay.
Is there a right way to install it?
This one does not matter.
Does not matter.
This is
Either way.
this is an advantage of this one.
Yeah, the grading, right?
No straight run.
There's a straight run. There's no pipe requirements on this one. However, with the FS 150s, you need to have a straight pipe requirement. What that means is that there needs to be a certain length of it's
Before and
like 3
after.
feet. Yeah, so that the
5
pipe will
times.
fill.
¿Cuál es el orden de las cosas? El control, luego que sigue el flow sensor, o no,
Ahí te lo
o antes del
mando.
flow
Te va a
sensor hay
enseñar
algo.
No, no, ahora te voy a enseñar.
Ahí está.
Okay.
Yep, ahí está. All right, perfect.
Ah,
Master valve flow sensor. Okay.
and master valve control.
So that makes
Yes.
sense.
And the flow sensor to the controller as well. Okay.
Before master valve, no.
Before master valve is just the meter. Just
meter.
the meter. Yeah, for the city.
Que viene el de la
The source.
ciudad. ¿Has
Okay.
visto el meter de la
Sí.
ciudad? Oh, ok, ok.
Okay, so look at.
Todas las casas, todos los edificios tienen
Que es
una
como un
entrada.
reloj. Es como un reloj.
Ya, se mira así.
Pero es una entrada que mide cuánta agua va al edificio y cuánta va afuera.
De la
Para
ciudad.
poder cobrar.
Para poder cobrar.
Sí.
Pero es de la ciudad y de ahí es donde el contratista empieza.
Empieza.
Trabaja de
Oh,
abajo.
ok.
Y esa es la licencia que tienen también.
Pero el meter va conectado al control.
So the meter, where is it connected
The meter's
to?
not connected.
No.
Al reloj.
The city communicates to it only.
Oh, ok.
Yes.
How do you get water from? the
It's
meter?
connected
already
to the
open.
city
It's
one.
always open.
Oh, it's,
Our job starting controller, master valve,
Yes.
flow sensor.
Yeah.
Our job starts right at the master valve. That's it.
Yep.
Or at the valves.
Yes, but before that, it's controller.
Yes.
no,
Oh,
no.
Yes.
Yes.
I know. Yes, you're right.
Yes, but tell
Yes
her-
and no.
tell
Yeah,
her
so-
that those two are connected to
Yes
the
and a no.
controller, so it's
Correct.
the controller,
Yeah.
the master valve, and.
We
the
don't
flow
control the
sensor.
meter. We don't
yes.
control the meter. I know what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so listen. So this is why it's important.
Subwise.
This is what it looks like underground. It may not be this tight, but this is what it's like. If there's a
Yeah.
flow sensor, it's after the master valve. Okay? And here's what happens, right? So let's say that station 1 is leaking water.
Okay.
Okay? And the flow
you
sensor
can do the
says,
sound effects.
whoa, we have a lot of flow and it's not normal. Okay? The flow sensor tells the controller that. The controller tries to fix it. It says, where's it at and can we close it? It will first try to close the solenoid on the valve. If that doesn't stop the leak and it's still leaking water, it will close the master valve.
Oh, okay.
That's where the protection comes in.
Oh, okay.
That's why people recommend flow sensors
Okay.
to stop the leaks
Okay.
and to understand if something's leaking somewhere.
Okay.
So there's a couple different ways you could set it up on the controller, but that's ultimately like what it's used for. It's meant to stop a leak, try to locate one and stop it.
And if the project don't have master valve, when install flow sensor?
Sometimes never. Yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't.
This combination is, if I want to install
A brand new system?
flow sensor, I need to master valve.
I would recommend that, yes. 100%.
It's not required.
It's not required, but it's a recommendation.
But if I don't have master valve, in which part I need to install
A flow
flow
sensor?
sensor? Yes.
I don't think I would. If you don't have a master valve,
Yeah, no
I
point.
wouldn't.
Okay.
There's no point.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to do anything for you.
Oh, yes.
Because it's not going to be able to turn off.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
Si no tengo master valve, no necesitaría usar el
flow.
flow sensor.
Correct. If they're going to put a flow sensor, you tell them to put a master valve too. That's the best recommendation.
And if they're putting a flow sensor, they're most likely wanting the insurance of a master valve.
Correct. Correct.
Entonces la mentalidad de alguien que va a comprar un flow sensor siempre va a ser que va a agarrar un master valve porque están pensando que quieren una aseguranza, ¿verdad? Porque este flow sensor la única cosa que va a hacer es
Apagar la
apagar.
master
Ajá, yep.
They,
And
they'll,
what is the difference that this
Oh,
this
sí, sí, sí.
flow sensor
Yeah.
and the other?
Perfect. Okay. So with the other flow sensors,
Uh-huh.
the one that Fernando has,
yeah.
it's different, and it's important to know why it's different. Okay. So this flow sensor is a traditional style flow sensor. Okay. You see this inside there? Inside? If you hit it, it would spin. As water passes it, it will count how much water is going through it.
Okay.
This one's different. This one reads the bubbles basically,
Oh,
and it sees the bubbles passing by,
Okay.
and it calculates it. The biggest difference between them is the performance. This one reads down to 8 gallons, I think, right, Mark?
5.
5 gallons. 5 gallons per minute.
That's as low as it goes.
So
yeah.
if there's less than 5, let's say a drip zone is on, and it's only using 3 gallons, and there's 5 gallons passing through this at any time, it's not going to detect any flow. It needs to be over 5 gallons.
Por eso ese es mejor, porque baja hasta el más los programas más, no el programa, la zona más que usa menos agua.
Okay.
Entonces puede detectar este.
Correct.
This is science 5 and this is science
Point 2.
point.
Is it 0.2? That was 0.3.
Some this
It depends
one,
on the
this
flow.
one. This one's like 3 gallons.
Yeah.
2 inch.
2
Oh, the
gallons
2.
per
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah, but it
You're
goes
right,
up
you're
to
right.
200 gallons.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking at the one.
Gallons
Yeah.
per minute
Per
hour.
minute.
Okay,
Per minute. Yep. And this one's different than that. So
Quick question, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
So does this work with a standalone as far as shutting off the
Correct,
system?
correct.
Just the same as, but also obviously IQ4 does that also?
Yep. So look at so if
if
you
the 1 inch is 0.3, an inch and a half on the ultrasonic is 0.5, and a 2 inch is 1.
1
This is
Even
one.
better.
This is
No.
one.
It's
1 gallon.
1
yeah,
gallon.
2
1
inch
gallon
is
because
1
it's
gallon.
two inch.
Yeah.
Yep.
So va a detectar a lo mínimo
Un
un
galón
galón.
por minuto.
Sí, y ese es 5 galones
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
per minute, yeah, per
¿Qué
minute.
dijo Mark?
Okay. What Mark is asking is, if this controller was just stock, no IQ, and on the wall, would it communicate with this? Would it? You tell me.
Está preguntando que si este reloj,
No tiene IQ4.
No IQ for it.
nada más así como sale de la caja, que si va a
Se
leer
puede- que si va a leer esto.
I totally forgot.
Sí,
Yes,
That makes perfect
it will.
sense.
ya.
Yeah.
It will. And it will also shut off valves
Yeah.
by itself. It has a big brain. And it will try to find the leak.
también va a apagar las válvulas, el reloj.
This is where,
And this flow sensor is, ¿cómo se dice en inglés? Compatible?
Compatible.
Compatible with EME3?
No.
No.
Only one's compatible with ME3.
It's that one, right? The FS, the one in your hand.
This works just with
No.
No, it's a blue
LXME2
no,
and
it works
IBM.
with ultrasonic.
This.
This
It's a
works.
K-
This works the ME3.
It's a K factor and offset.
Okay, I didn't know that.
¿Sí o no?
Sí, trabaja con él.
It does.
Con el,
Good thing I don't sell them.
cuando-
If it has that-
I'll double check, you know, I don't want to just give any answer, but I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure.
know. It's
I'm pretty sure it does, because I tried it
Se
out.
tiene que
Because the-
identificar con
With
los
the M3?
factores de
Yeah.
acá, que
It's supposed to, because I remember I checked with
lo
the
he
product
usado
manager. and,
una vez en todos los
Um,
años.
What was the other thing? This is great too because of her sales job
Yep.
she was just doing. It keeps adding, because it's like, yeah, so let's say you don't have a cartridge, or you can't afford to do it, but you can afford to do it maybe later,
Yeah.
but right now I don't. But I can already put these kind of features in, and I want this, but this is a lot more money than this.
It is.
But this is a lot better, and the other one may not be worth anything if the flow's too low. So it's like, you keep adding, but you
have to keep
justify.
learning.
Or what if you have and there's a fear
Get that
factor,
finding, right?
if you had a break in your line, and this is on a hill or a slope, you could lose $1 million property. And that's because you didn't have these.
No, it's only 10.
So they're all like a sell.
Okay. And this flow sensor works with which controllers? LXME,
Well,
IBM?
Yeah.
I'll double check the ME3.
And I don't know about the other ones, but he's
I'm
gonna
pretty
check.
sure. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And the other flow sensor? the same?
Same.
EME3 no?
No.
Just commercial controllers?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's something that's super important. Okay. This flow sensor
Oh, yeah.
does not connect to the controller with those wires.
Oh,
It connects with this wire.
why? So what's the point of
I
having
don't know
those two wires? Please explain
Yes.
that first.
I will. Okay. So these
No sabía eso.
these
It's a good
two-
one.
These,
Okay, so-
Start with where we, why?
It sure looks like it, huh? Same.
these
Yeah.
two these two wires obviously look like that,
Yeah.
But-
okay?
negro.
But they're not. Okay.
They're
so
not what?
They're,
Wires?
They're not the same wires. I don't know what. I don't
Oh,
know.
they're not the same
As the
as the
common and the
valve.
valve wire.
Los mismos.
Oh.
So these
No
don't
son
get
los mismos cables. es otro.
these don't get wired to that path. It needs a separate wire, which is a braided and insulated wire. Okay. It has two wires in it, a white and a black.
Yeah, and it's tight.
Okay. And what this does is that this is super sensitive. Okay. This device super sensitive. So if there was any current passing by or any traffic or high energy frequency, it might interrupt within this wire. If it was wired here and there was a power box, a green power box nearby, it could be getting some false signal.
Power.
Yeah,
Like
false
one-
reading.
One of those like power
Yeah.
boxes in front.
Yeah,
She lives in
voltage,
the
high
Bay Area.
voltage.
Yeah, high voltage box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or like ones that you see on the side next to
Yeah.
street lights.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
And
so dirty
Dirty power?
power,
it wouldn't be dirty power. It's just
high voltage.
Interference.
interference.
Interfere, okay, got it.
Interference, correct. And so what this does is that it
It
limits
will-
the opportunity of interference.
Got it,
Okay.
okay.
And so what would happen is that if we plug this into those station wires, the controller might be thinking that it's reading flow, and we've seen that before. So what happens is they just try to wire it with regular wires, and they come to the controller, nothing's running. But there's 3 gallons, and it's 3 gallons forever. Okay. Well, the problem is that
Not connected,
the wire is receiving some of the signal chatter that's coming from the common, and it's giving this a false reading.
Yeah, confused.
So it's
¿Me puedes decir
communication
eso en
Correct.
español?
cable, not,
Es mucho, pero
Wire.
ese
It's
cable es
communication
especial para que no haya interferencia
That's what
de
they
otro
call it.
voltaje, de otra
It's
electricidad.
fine, communication,
Porque a veces
it is a
lo que
wire,
pasa
but
es que
it's
los
for the
contratistas
purposes
lo
of
conectan con esos
communicating
wires
clearly.
directo.
Correct, yeah.
Because there's
Y
opportunity
without
for.
Con
It's like if you ever
la
done the-
diferencia
Yeah,
de
that's what
electricidad
protects it.
del reloj,
Oh, okay.
da
That's what,
una-
it's kind of like pushing
una marca
everything
falsa.
away.
Just makes
Hay
everything
flow
y no hay
yeah.
flow.
yeah.
O es el-
It's sort of like the
el
cup
más
with the
alto que no
strings.
está tan
Okay,
alto.
so we understand
Después
this, we
lo que se
understand the way that it
necesita
looks, right?
Ese
Everyone?
cable.
Yes.
Okay,
negro.
here's what we're
Se
gonna do
toca
here.
Porque es diferente. Este es diferente a este cable rojo.
Okay.
Ah, sí, es más delgadito, más. Ajá.
No, sí, y ese es más grueso porque tiene dos
Y tiene protección.
dos cables.
Undo those strings, please.
Here.
Si le miran la punta van a ver dos cables adentro del otro negro. el
Y
otro
está
negro.
trenzado también.
Ajá.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna make sure we have enough white wire for each valve, which we should. Jesse measured, right? Yeah, I think we do. Okay, and we're gonna wire this bad boy up to the common on the station module. Okay, and so let's go over just some housekeeping on this. You're gonna look for right around 3/4 of an inch to an inch of copper. Okay, this is 14 gauge wire, and the wire strippers obviously say 14 on it. Okay, so we're gonna look for the 14. We're gonna get around 3/4 of an inch to an inch. Press down. It's not gonna cut the wire. It's just gonna cut the sleeve, and then we're gonna pull off. Okay, that's the wire. That's what you're looking for. Okay, this.
This once or twice?
A few times. This is going to get plugged into the controller. Okay, there's we need to get stickers on the modules to clarify some stuff. But the copper ones on this module are for the common. Okay, so this is going to go up here.
Sorry, Ed. Or
If you're going to station wire, yeah.
Get a little closer.
Side by side. And just put it right on the top. And just move your fingers down so you don't get grease all over yourself.
I like it greasy though, bro.
He got grease on the first one, which is fine.
What's wrong with grease?
That's a movie.
It is a movie.
Hey, that would've been a tribute.
Hey, don't remind me of that.
Don't remind me about it. I save my energy for the
You can never
pool.
be short when you're in the 12-inch club. You have your right in a minute. Huh, Mark?
Yes. What did you say?
You can never be short when you're in the 12-inch club. Last
Where are
night,
we in that? Oh,
last
yeah, we
night-
are.
last
12-inch
night,
club sound. It was his,
yeah.
it was his idea.
He
No.
A 12-inch club. And then the guy said, what, you guys 3-inch each?
That's what he said right away.
I'm 7.5, friend.
You can say what you want.
Geez, we have women here, be respectful.
No, but that was
hilarious, hey.
that he said that. I didn't even know.
You can say what you want, but we know different.
Yeah.
We've seen you.
So on, The Price is Right, they had a thing that I saw the other day when it was like, you know, like when they ask 100 questions. or-
And that's where I prefer
What
Phillips.
is the
I do-
number that-
I mean, you know, I'm just saying.
I'm with you.
I don't have it with me.
What is the number that?
I have one in my
most
truck, but I don't want to forget it.
And so,
It's all about it.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, probably a little longer than that.
Yeah.
That's too short.
Get that all the time.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Like that?
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then the other thing Nate said too,
Yeah,
in your booklet.
I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have the stickers?
Yeah, I couldn't
had
find
my
this.
controller in my bag. I think that's the ID.
Maybe they're in somebody else's. Hey. How about these guys? How about,
Huh? Oh, okay.
I don't know, some of them have been used, but I'm sure there's, if you see something from,
Anything cool here? This one?
There you go.
Ah, the last one.
no, just in case. Always keep it, you know, that's the other thing I think about construction. I don't talk.
At the bottom,
Oh, it is.
and all the evens are on the top. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And let me fix that real quick.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So,
Because this wire is different. So can,
What's that picture of?
because
The text message?
part,
It's,
Perfect, here, let me show you.
that is just a sample that, to show
So,
how clean a IBM system is.
I think that you should go just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, decoder.
Yeah.
Both slices.
Bigger. And then what you could do with these is you could put them together, and then you could grab them with this tip.
Yeah, that looks good.
Oh, okay.
Right now I'm using a slide that just shows the difference, but.
And then as you put the wire nut on, I'll get you some small ones. I have some. I have smaller ones. Hold on.
Guys, was there anything?
But as you start playing with this,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
hold on a second.
There it is. Looks good, Deanna.
Okay.
Looks like you got it. It looks clean,
we're
too.
going to lunch in about 10 minutes.
Clean, clean.
Sounds good, good.
So I think
Are you doing
sometimes
just
a little longer. It's in my hair.
Wire
that
nut.
wonderful?
net,
Wire nut.
Down
N-U-T.
here, it's really hard to do it in the field.
Maybe I'll use the red ones, right, Ed? What do you think? But those are not really IBM, though.
What do you need? Wire nuts? I have smaller. I have smaller ones.
These are okay. They're just,
Oh, Fern, yeah, you're just not pushing it in high deep enough.
yeah,
Stop it.
that's what.
Stop it. Stop it. we got woman in the room.
my God.
Besides yourself.
Controllers have more space for.
It does.
So might strip that one a
Certain
little.
ones do.
Every time Ed comes over here, he messes up my numbers.
God, I told these guys, man.
Every time.
Normally closed.
Give me a second. Okay.
What else do I do?
You ready? Last time? You ready? Okay. Let's wait for Deanna. Okay, so we're gonna set the master file first, right? Once we get into the setup screen, it's the first one. Obviously, you can see, right? And so we're gonna get into master valves. Okay, you watching? Okay, so this is labeled as master valve number 1. That's correct. We only have one master valve. Press next. It's going to ask 2 questions. Is it normally closed or normally open? Does anyone know what a normally closed or normally open one is? You do, Fern?
Yeah,
Do you know? The difference
When-
between a normally closed and normally open master valve.
When it's normally closed, like if it's not running, it's closed.
Okay.
There's no water coming
Okay.
through.
Okay. And what happens when it's normally open?
Then there's water coming out.
Okay. Perfect. You're right. You understand that? 2 different master valves. Okay. A normally closed or normally open? A normally.
Rainbird.
Rainbird is only normally closed. Our valves only operate as normally closed, okay? What that means is that when it's at its resting state, it's closed. The valve isn't letting any water out. But there are some valves that are normally open. That means at its resting state, it's constantly letting water out until it fails or something's wrong in the field and it will close it, okay? What's the benefit of having either or?
Quick couplers.
Normally
Good question.
closed is
Good.
always, it has the security,
Normally closed has security of what?
the security that water's not flowing.
Okay.
And you have control of when it opens and when it closes.
Perfect. That's typically what we're looking
Which is
for.
why Rainbird chose to have a normally closed valve.
Yep, and there's a similar reasoning behind that too. But
All right.
why would you like a normally open one?
Normally,
Sometimes, what I've heard is that sometimes, some larger commercial properties need to have access to water at different times of
Quick valve.
the day,
Correct.
and then they're just tying to whatever main line is in the property. And so if it's normally closed, there's no water if there's no irrigation going and it's normally closed, then
Yeah.
those pipes are gonna be empty.
Empty. Correct. And you won't be able to use any hose bibs or any
Quick couplers.
quick couplers. Yeah, anything.
Unless you have a separate valve.
Unless you have a separate valve, or there's an anomaly to this, an anomaly, okay?
Oh.
So there's also a thing that we consider a master valve water window, okay?
Right.
We could set them and program them, and I'll show you guys how to do that. We can set them so that we cycle this valve open at specific times. So, for instance, we're out, let's say we're watering from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., okay? And we have a chunk of water, okay? Well, Mark. You've seen enough. You've seen enough.
Armpit.
Are you speaking for yourself?
You dog.
En Colombia decimos, esa pose no la paga el seguro. ¿Cómo digo eso en inglés? This position?
That pose,
It's,
pose. Pose is
that
not paid by
position-
insurance.
Yeah, it's not covered by insurance, yes.
Yes.
They're covered or paid.
Good job.
I would like to have a.
Hey, it can take anything. It's another selling point. Nothing to coffee at.
They're so rough. I'm like, they used to go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we got our common wire. Okay, this wire needs to make.
What's wrong with that controller?
With love, with love.
Yeah.
Okay. This common wire needs to make it to each solenoid. Okay.
No, it's not. I guess I didn't take that one out.
It's not. It's made of plastic. All right.
So
But it's also the.
here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're gonna come here. We're gonna measure enough for this one, which is right here. Cut it. We're gonna do the same splice, 3/4 of an inch.
You're gonna show them the spiral?
No,
Come on. That looks so cool when you do those.
too fancy.
The spiral.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gives you the extra footage in the box. You spin it around your
Yeah.
half-inch,
Yeah.
It does look cool.
half-inch,
Half-inch
three-quarter.
pipe. It looks good at 2-wire, but that's about it.
¿Cómo sabe que es ese? ¿Cómo sabe
Ahí
que es?
dice 14.
We don't have
¿Dónde
any.
dice?
No,
En el cable.
No.
Pero ¿cómo sabe que el cable
The
sabe?
tool that you're using and where it says
Oh, it's-
14,
Correct. Okay, look at
13.
Aquí dice.
These are
Yes,
wire
but-
strippers.
Yeah,
No,
here-
no, but it
En el
says.
cable.
How do you identify the wire?
Oh, the size of the wire?
Yeah.
I know, but
Aquí dice.
Ask Nate.
right here.
Él lo sabe todo, pero.
Él lo sabe todo. You know everything.
14 all
Oh,
wire
okay,
gauge.
boss.
Okay. But when you go and buy it, you buy 14. But some people use whatever. Okay, so here's the deal. Right, we got this common coming out to the valve. But we're gonna need to continue this common on. So we're gonna need to splice this together. So we're gonna do this one more time. Okay. Then we're gonna take the first master valve wire, the ongoing common wire, and the common wire coming from the controller, all three of these.
3.
Correct. Because it's going to continue on. We want it to go to the next one. And then we're just gonna, I like to do a nice little,
You do a little hand.
easy little wrap. And then we're gonna put this one in here.
I was actually working with a contractor who puts like little heat sink.
Yeah, that's too much. And then we're gonna go in here and we're gonna put this bad boy. There's gonna see some gel come out. That's silicone. It's gonna waterproof everything. We're gonna tighten this nice and good. You don't need to break it. And you should tug on it after and see if it's good. Okay? If it doesn't pull out, you're good.
You pass.
Dun, dun.
All right, let's talk about those
¿Qué
for a minute.
conecto ahí?
Why are you using those black ones? I've
La
never seen
master
them.
valve.
Those black ones?
Instead of the red
¿Con
ones.
qué?
that
Oh, those are just waterproof
Este
connectors.
cable es cuál?
For
Que va a ir a
conventional.
todas las válvulas.
True, yeah.
You'll be doing it.
True. And so then we're gonna grab
No, cuando no está enredado, está enredado.
okay, now this la puta.
Happened.
No,
Did you
no,
get hit?
no.
Okay. So
Something come
this red one here is gonna be the first master valve. Only master valve. And it's gonna go into MV1 here on the zero slot module. MV1. You see that?
Yes.
Okay? And we're just gonna go right in here. In. Easy.
Oh, wait, Nate, you don't need to push the little green tab to put it in?
No.
Just push
Not Nate.
To pull it out. To pull it out, you do.
Yeah.
To release it.
Okay? And
Me
then,
preguntó Fernando.
and
Este
then
botoncillo
this side,
verde, no se tiene que empujar más, mete el alambre.
okay, and then this side right here,
Don't see it.
It is a small button.
okay. Now this goes to the other wire on the master valve.
I'm Mexican.
Tengo una pregunta. ¿Estos
Yeah.
cables siempre tienen que ser de sus colores?
El común siempre es blanco o negro.
Y este rojo
Puede ser.
puede ser cualquiera.
Okay.
Okay, so while you do that, I know right now we want to see everything. But
Correct.
if you were really installing it, would those cables be popping out like that?
No.
Or would they be going through the hole?
They would be going through this hole down here. I just don't want to ruin it. Yeah. So if a contractor was installing this, they would knock these out right here with a screwdriver, pop them out, and then they would put a piece of PVC pipe in there, and then they would run the wires through the pipe.
Okay.
Okay.
Que lo puede romper y ponerle una cosa de PVC para que haya más espacio.
No, para que sea.
Yeah, grab me one of those
limpio.
male adapters right there too on the table, so I'll show you.
Yeah, más está diciendo
Yeah.
que todos los
Yeah.
alambres
Yeah.
estos van a pasar por este hoyo.
And normally you have the
Puede ser más
galvanized
grande,
piece,
como a 3 pulgadas.
right,
Yeah.
on the inside.
Tiene como-
And then you have to
ahí
trim
le
it.
quitan esto y luego todos los alambres van a ir por ese
Entonces
hoyo.
nos tendrías los cables así saltando.
It's gonna go like that.
Pero es para que tengas una.
Y todos los alambres por este hoyo y pues la pipa.
And then this
para que
pipe,
no se mire.
this pipe is gonna go straight into the dirt, and then once it's in the dirt, they could just run it in the dirt. There doesn't need to be any more pipe. Okay? Okay, so listen. We ran the first common down, right? Ran MV1 down. The commons over here were just fine. It's all good, same circuit. So we connected the master valve over to one of the wires, and we connected the commons to one of the wires, and the master valve to the other. So these are done. Okay, now what you guys need to do is continue on this common to the other 3 valves. And then wire one station wire from station 1, 2, and 3 to each 3 of those valves. Got it? Yeah. And I'll walk through and help everyone. But let's start.
Okay.
The other thing too that I did in my house with, when I put a bunch of valves like this together, you can do the daisy chain like he's doing there. Or you can, like if you're just doing, what I did with my valves is I took all the commons,
And wire them all together.
like this, put them together like that, twisted them like this, and then did the common into one. It just, see, if they're close like this, you can do that.
I agree, but I just don't think that they're gonna fit
Well, you don't want them to
four
do that
wires.
right now, because it's gonna be.
And I want them to try to understand
The big concept.
But yeah,
I
you're
would
right.
know that.
yeah.
I would know that. Especially if you have
Normally closed.
Give me a second. Okay. You ready? Clock's time? You ready? Okay. Let's wait for Deanna. Okay, so we're gonna set the master valve first, right? Once we get into the setup screen, it's the first one, obviously you can see, right? And so we're gonna get into master valves. Okay, you watching? Okay, so this is labeled as master valve number 1. That's correct. We only have one master valve. Press next. It's going to ask 2 questions. Is it normally closed or normally open? Does anyone know what a normally closed or normally open one is? You do, Fern?
Yeah,
Do you know? The difference between a normally closed and normally open master valve.
When it's normally closed, like if it's not running, it's closed.
Okay.
There's no water coming through.
Okay. And what happens when it's normally open?
Then there's water coming through.
Okay, perfect. You're right. You understand that? 2 different master valves, okay? A normally closed and a normally open. A normally...
Rainbird.
Rainbird is only normally closed. Our valves only operate as normally closed, okay? What that means is that when it's at its resting state, it's closed. The valve isn't letting any water out. But there are some valves that are normally open. That means at its resting state, it's constantly letting water out until it fails or something's wrong in the field and it will close it, okay? What's the benefit of having either or?
Quick couplers.
Normally
Good
closed
question.
is
Good.
always, it has the security,
Normally closed has security of what?
the security that water's not flowing.
Okay.
And you have control of when it opens and when it closes.
Perfect. That's typically what we're looking
Which is
for.
why Rainbird chose to have a normally closed valve.
Yep, and there's a similar reasoning behind that too. But
All right.
why would you like a normally open one?
Normally
Sometimes,
open?
what I've heard is that sometimes, some larger commercial properties need to have access to water at different times of
Quick back.
the day,
Correct.
and then they're just tying to whatever main line is in the property. And so if it's normally closed, there's no water if there's no irrigation going and it's normally closed, then
Yeah.
those pipes are gonna be empty.
Empty. Correct. And you won't be able to use any hose bibs or any
Quick couplers.
quick couplers. Yeah. Anything.
Unless you have a separate valve.
Unless you have a separate valve, or there's an anomaly to this, an anomaly, okay?
Oh.
So there's also a thing that we consider a master valve water window, okay?
Right.
We can set them and program them, and I'll show you guys how to do that. We can set them so that we cycle this valve open at specific times. So, for instance, we're out, let's say we're watering from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., okay? And we have a chunk of water, okay? Well, you set a master valve water window, you can set it basically as a program that the water window will open up for a certain time period. So it could be 8 to 5 or whatever. And so for that window, your master valve will open up and allow water in the pipe without turning on any valves. Okay?
Perdón, ¿me puedes explicar eso, por favor? Las válvulas de nosotros solamente
Son cerradas.
son cerradas.
Ajá. Cuando está cerrada no hay agua, o sea,
Sí, en el
después de que
sistema.
no hay nada.
Ajá.
Se abre
Está
cuando
bien.
prendes el controller, no cuando prendes la válvula normalmente.
Son- ok.
Pero si no hay nada prendido, pues no va a haber agua después de la master valve.
Ok.
Y
Lo último.
what was the last thing you said? Something about
Just making sure he's,
the very last thing you said.
complying.
You said a lot of things.
Can't tell you what this is last.
Sí, que
Can you rewind real quick?
Are you okay?
Well, say it again.
Video, please.
Get the hell out of my classroom!
Wow.
That got recorded.
Acaba de hablar eso, ¿cómo no se van a
Come on, we
acordar?
gotta do director's cut.
No, Deanna, lo único
No,
que necesitas saber-
I was over there.
Did you get his?
Guys,
I got his.
this is, she got what she needs to get.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, no, it's you,
Lo
yeah.
único que necesitas saber.
There's just too much going on.
Did you get his comment on camera?
Yes.
Which one?
He
I
said
got
that I'm full of
that.
shit.
La
Oh, yeah.
razón que hay válvulas que son normalmente abiertas todo el
Don't you have to
tiempo
also
es porque hay
do it for
diferentes,
unscheduled
usualmente
flows
son,
and
válvulas
scheduled flows?
maestras,
That's only if it's
y
normally
son
open.
válvulas
Normally open,
grandes
yeah.
de
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about
gas.
that.
Okay.
No.
Y
Ya me acordé. Sí, ya me acuerdo que lo que dijo. También dijo que podemos programar las master valves en el reloj para que se puedan abrir a ciertos tiempos. Para que si necesitas agua a ciertos tiempos, hay que decir de las 8 de la mañana a las 12, se abren sin que prendas nada ni nada. Nomás se abren solas.
Para darte un ejemplo, hay un producto que es un quick coupler. Quick coupler lo instalan en diferentes partes para poder ponerle una, ¿cómo se llama?
Manguera.
Una manguera y puedas usarlo para lavar la calle y todo eso. Pero el resto está cerrado. Entonces puedes ponerle tiempos en el reloj, programarlo como una estación individual o para que se pueda abrir durante las horas que la gente del mantenimiento necesita usarla.
Okay, you understand?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so it's going to ask you how many, what it is and how many valves. For instance, we only have one valve here, but if it was 2 master valves you wanted to open up, you would need to put 2 there.
Okay.
Sometimes they splice it together, kind of what you asked earlier, Vern. Okay, now let's go. Okay, so there's another thing right underneath it that we haven't set up. Okay, it's really important that we know what this is. So it's asking, if you go down 1 tab in the setup, it's asking about a weather sensor. Okay, we didn't program one on here, but these controllers do need one. Okay, it's important that it have it. IQ does not shut off a controller if it has local precipitation. If IQ is even installed, you still need a weather sensor. Okay, and so it's just like a ME3 would be or a TM2. It asks about what type of sensor it is, your settling time, and that's it. That sensor plugs into this 0 slot module in the back. Okay?
Right? This is zeros.
Yeah, the top left one.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it says send.
Always the zero slot module. So
Yeah, and some people screw that up because they put the flow sensor in that.
Correct.
And that's for
Power, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's power for a sensor port, so that's where it gets plugged into, right there. Right now you see a jumper there.
That's the orange.
Yellow in these, but yeah, in the other controllers is orange. There's a jumper there. Why do we have a jumper there?
So it doesn't activate the
Correct.
weather sensor?
If there's no jumper in there, it could activate that sensor, and it could be basically triggering it off.
Yeah.
So if you ever get to a site and you see a customer, he's tripping out, and you go into here and it says that your weather sensor is activated, then I would check over here if you don't have one in to see if there's a jumper in there, and if there's not, you just grab a piece of wire, cut it, strip it, and put it in those 2 slots.
Because it
And
works
it'll
as
bite.
an interrupt.
So you just
Correct.
loop it.
Yeah.
You just loop it. Exactly. That's how it comes stock from the manufacturer, but some people pull it out because they think that it's like a different part.
Be there.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go down. Let's go down to station setup, and it's going to ask us a couple questions about our valves. Now, typically, I'm going to tell you guys you don't even need to worry about this in most cases. The only time that you really need to worry about the station setup is in an IBM or an LXD. Okay, but this is going to ask a couple specifics. It's going to ask for. It's going to give you the capability to set a priority. It's going to give you the capability to have it read a master valve or the pump. It will also dictate whether or not it reads a weather sensor. And there, Fern, is where you see the valves per station.
Yeah.
Okay. And so this is just like really high level station settings. If you plugged in your controller and never went through these and had them plugged in, your valves will still operate. The only time that you need to mess with this stuff if you're doing something specific. For instance, if zone 1 was a rotor zone and zone 2 was not a rotor zone, we would want to go into the master valve / pumps. Let's do it now. Go to master valve / pumps. And it's going to say master valve 1, normally closed master valve. Used, yes. Station, if you scroll all the way down, it says MV2, unused. It's because it's not programmed. But if it was if there was something plugged into MV2, you would have an option to say used or not used, and that would act as a pump start.
Okay,
You see
that makes sense. So station 1 and then master valve 1 needs to be initiated at the same time.
Correct.
Master valve 2, that's because it needs a pump. Then that particular station comes on as well.
Correct.
And so the next station that you go, it's a drip station, then you leave that unused.
Unused or no.
Or no, okay.
Yes, correct. And that's how you dictate whether you need the station to use the pump or not. That's only on the LX72 Pro. On the LX72, that is not an option. So it's not in there. But once you plug in that zero slot module, the option becomes available.
Yeah.
Okay? And then obviously the weather sensors. The weather sensors is kind of specific. In this case would be, give me a circumstance where you wouldn't want to use a weather station on a station.
You would or would not?
Would not want, give me one explanation as to why you would not use an outside weather sensor to dictate whether or not the station should run or not.
If I understand the question.
Okay, there's a weather sensor. Okay, if it gets wet, like a WR40, yep, it gets wet and it shuts off irrigation.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, in what circumstance would you not want a station to turn off?
Maybe if it's irrigating a greenhouse.
Very good. Or if it's indoors. If you have some planters that are stations watering indoors, you wouldn't want it to read an outside sensor because,
Got it.
Right.
Never thought
Yeah.
of putting plants inside.
correct, and there's drip.
In a building,
Some
because
people
like
do.
there's the walls. the
Correct.
Right here.
walls and stuff.
Yeah, and they run drip. They'll run drip underneath or pipe underneath the building, stub up and put drip.
Planters and
Mhm.
such.
Interesting.
Yeah, especially like inside like some of these outdoor patios.
Malls.
Yeah. So this is actually very common. Don't act like it's not. Hey, back from lunch.
Yeah, I was just.
Well, she was back, we were not.
Yeah, we're
Well, I've been
good.
working in the other room, but I'm actually leaving soon.
Oh,
You will
well, thank
still
you.
Be supervised by my favorite captain, but I just wanted to make sure you guys are all good before I start.
Yeah,
Amazing.
We're so good. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Have a
You
great
guys are
day.
Having the best day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bye.
so much.
Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. She's so lovely, huh?
She would be a good match.
Yeah. Moving on. She gave me her phone. She gave me her phone number
What?
earlier.
She is your girlfriend?
Business card.
Yeah.
She gave me her business.
No, she gave me her phone number.
Que sería una
Yeah.
pareja.
It's written on
She
his,
said I'm from Santa Barbara, so I got a little
it's
bit
written on
of
the back of his hand.
She's like, call me if you need anything.
All right.
No Nick had game.
It's all right. You're doing so well with the lady friend
And it's a
anyway.
long time.
Chemistry.
I'll be doing a
No
little bit of
chemistry.
editing on it,
She's gonna
Hey,
do something
we are
or just for fun, to
Stop.
all of us.
to the group. Yes,
Just because you choose
She's so
that way.
I'm
kind.
not ready for that other part.
She's kind.
I can't even edit on my.
She's kind. I'm just being kind back. What?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh.
But usually, better.
Oh, that's good.
You know, he's got this all on camera, and that's workplace
He is nervously. He is love.
He's in love.
You're ridiculous.
I think I did understand that.
Or is she?
Or maybe she's just playing the fool.
She give discount in this meeting, and then you invite her for
No.
dining romantic day.
That's not even the lady that
Okay.
paid that I paid.
I always knew you were controlling.
Controlling the controller. Okay, listen, back to the subject. Come on, people. What the
Hey, you started it.
Why
Yes.
did you get distracted?
Didn't you?
You guys got me all worked up.
Yeah.
So, I have a
We
question,
are
going back to
very
this. Okay. So,
Influenced very
when you're
easily.
connecting the sensor, you remove that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, what, are you using both holes for the sensor?
Good question. I know what you're getting at. But you need to put one into the sensor. One wire goes into the sensor port, and one wire goes into the common.
On this side.
Yeah.
And why is there?
Actually, I'm sorry.
It says common.
One wire goes into the sensor port, the other one goes into
Babe,
the 24
focus, babe.
volt output.
Focus.
It
I'm
says
focusing.
module.
No, one goes into the sensor,
One goes right
and one
there.
goes into the 24 volt. One plug
And
in.
why is there two holes?
Sí, I was good.
Is that on the other table?
Look at,
Yeah, I think it's just for the jumper cable.
So it just.
it's like a
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. That and also,
Or do you have multiple sensors?
I don't think you can. Good question.
Te fijas.
Your head said module right
Here,
here.
right here.
Yeah.
It's like perfect. It's a module right there. Yep. It's right on your back.
You guys are just
Said common and then it said module.
okay. You can only have one.
One drink.
One. Yeah.
Sorry.
You can only have one sensor. So this comes out. One goes in. and then one goes into the 24 volt. If you do not put one into the 24 volt, it will not have power.
Okay, repeat that.
Makes sense.
So,
What? Go
Now
back
it
to that.
makes-
Call
yeah.
it
I thought you had to
now.
have two.
No. Actually, it's 3 wires.
Yeah.
It's three wires.
but with the loop, right?
3 wires. This comes out.
Uh huh.
2 wires go in.
Yeah.
1 wire goes to the
Perfect,
24
yeah.
volt.
Uh huh.
There's 3 wires.
That's when you do.
Okay.
And
when you're connected to
I guess
the
what we were
other two.
asking though is, can you plug it on
Doesn't
this
matter.
side? Doesn't matter.
They're the same thing. That's just an old style of a push pin. But
Need to update
that's
the
how
slide.
they made them.
got it.
Okay, so the other thing too that I noticed here,
O no tienes un rain sensor, ¿verdad?
so the other,
El rain
Jesse,
sensor tiene 3
Sí, yo
cables.
sí tengo.
¿Sí tienes uno?
one thing that I noticed in this picture here,
Yeah.
that's why I
Yeah.
came back to it,
Yeah.
is you notice that this Pro Smart module has got that IQ thing in the ground up there.
Yeah.
You know what that's for?
No.
Okay, let me talk about that.
PE cable.
I didn't want to talk about that, but I will talk about that.
I have a question about grounding.
Okay, I'll give you an answer.
Here we go.
And it's not going to be one that you like.
It's just like the radios, right? But
What's
wired.
What's her phone number?
Anyways, listen. Okay, so this one is specific. Deanna was the only one that brought one, by the way. So we have it here. But this is specific to hardwired IQ. Okay, what you could do with this module, stop looking at me like that. You could hardwire IQ to use one controller to the other. Okay, let me show you guys an example.
Are you talking about
There you go.
looping
You
or
could
using?
It's kind of like a radio, but instead of wireless, it's wired.
yeah, you just have to
That's our cue.
right here in the setup guide. After that, we're not going to have to touch it. Flow sensors. It's going to say flow sensor setup, FS01. That's flow sensor number 1. The type is disabled. We need to change that. So what we're looking for is a 2-inch. It's not in here.
It's not in there.
We've got to do a custom.
Custom.
Okay, so when you add,
if you do the upgrade or like.
I don't know. I haven't heard about that yet. This is a question I want to ask.
Wouldn't that automatically sync with IQ or
That's what you would think. Well, you have to send the upgrade to it from
Like you have to
IQ.
do
The K
The
factor.
panel upgrade.
yeah.
Here's the deal. So you asked earlier, will other flow sensors, Deanna, will other flow sensors from different companies work with ours? Yes. You have to put custom. You press next. It's going to ask for 2 numbers, a K factor and an offset. With ours, it's on the lid. K equals 2.85. Okay? So 2.85. And the offset is what?
Can you see
what?
it?
0.14.
0.14. Okay. So you put those 2 numbers in here. And
And
now
the others brands.
they have their
flow
own.
sensor? Okay.
Yeah. And so it's in the box. They're either in the box or you got to find it online.
Yeah.
Okay. So press done. And now we could read flow here. So I wish we could throw water through
Yeah,
it.
you can't
somehow.
even blow on that. It doesn't have the wheel.
Well, this one.
Hold on.
I think there's a flow simulator there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. FS, another FS,
Yeah, I guess so, huh? Flow simulator.
or a flight one.
Okay.
I need to get one of those.
Here's what we're gonna do.
I have one at home, but I won't share
What's
it.
this one?
This is a flow simulator.
Flow simulator.
Eso
It simulates flow.
tira corriente para que esto piense que hay agua corriendo.
Un simulador.
Un simulador, ándale, simulador de agua.
Tú no sabes español.
No. No soy bilingüe.
Thinking about how I'm gonna connect it.
Well, it's good, because Ed gave me
What do you
that
need?
cable.
Ajá.
I should be able to do it live. Yeah. And if I need help, I'm calling you guys.
That's what you need. For what cable?
This cable.
This one, huh?
I didn't get the whole thing, but he gave me 30 feet.
It's pretty good.
He didn't even charge me.
El que,
Sí, pero
el
que
que
sí.
estudió en la universidad.
Told me to
¿Eh?
give him-
Ajá.
Creo que era chef antes.
No.
No es cierto. We just studied
What is your
school.
major?
She wants
Business.
Jenny, business.
I said you were a chef.
Okay, look
There
at.
we go, look at this.
Let me tell you something. Okay, no flow.
Okay.
Nothing's going on.
Yeah.
There's no lights here. But remember when we plugged it in
Yes.
earlier, it went blue?
Blue light.
Okay, look at. I'm gonna turn on some flow. It's reading flow. It's acting like there's water going through it right now. You see?
Yes.
Also, I can 100% guarantee you one thing, that it's gonna be flow on the controller too. So right here, it's showing, hold on, I gotta turn this on real quick. Give it a second. So right here on these controllers, it shows active flow. So if there's flow moving through this, it's gonna show you. Right here it says 14.6 gallons. If I bumped it up, it'll probably get up there pretty high.
There it is.
Okay. 100. Okay. Here's the deal. Our controllers see flow real time. No other controller does, except ours. So that might be a selling point for you guys. Okay. Our controller reads this within 5 seconds, 10 seconds, it will show active flow, and it's actively monitored it. With Hunter and with other competitors, it reads the flow once a minute.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and so when a minute goes by, it will update flow. Well, a lot could happen in a minute. And
So if there's a break.
There's
and
a break.
It's 100 gallons a minute,
You're losing 100 gallons real quick.
right there.
So it's very
This is
important.
the destruction of 100 in a minute.
Yeah,
Like could be.
thousands. Yeah, real
That's
quick.
true.
Que
It could be
con
multiple
esos relojes puedes
times.
mirar que el agua está pasando y que
If
es
you got
el
multiple
flow.
start times
Pero con
and you
el
don't
Hunter,
fix
más
it,
chequeado.
Yeah, it can
it
run.
has a detector.
Yeah, exactly.
Y dice, "Ney, mucho puede pasar en un
That's
día."
good. Hey, that's good.
That's not a bad
Yeah, that
story.
is good.
It is a good story. I think it's, especially for a customer that's looking for flow sensing, you could tell them that's why our controllers are superior than others.
Yeah.
No one else offers it. Also,
Somos chingones.
yes.
Is there a reason why nobody else offers it?
¿Qué es la colombiana?
Because we hold a
Veracruz.
patent for the way that we every company holds a patent on how they dictate flow readings, right? And ours, and they do that so that people can't steal
The terminal, like,
the calculations.
or
Hey,
even cycle and soak.
Exactly. The same
Cycle
thing.
and soak, same thing. We
Yeah.
only have it.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're the only ones that
Could we
cycle.
possibly take that whole
No,
thing
others
and
can
put
do
in
it, they don't have the
Yeah, you can
word.
take that.
I
They
just
call
need
it
a
what?
They call it.
sensor. I'm gonna put it on the
on
Antica trailer.
I don't know what they call it.
Well, is that one?
Start and
I
stop.
already kind of have this basically set up on the newer trailer.
Yeah, go ahead and take the whole one. You just gotta get a piece of pipe and male adapters. Here, there's male adapters right there, and a piece of 2-inch pipe if you want to pack it up. And you just need a 2-inch flow sensor. Okay. All right, we're good on this, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
understand, Deanna?
that was good info.
Okay.
See, we did get the K factor offset.
We did.
That's good.
We did.
Get it, bypass.
You're a funny guy. Okay, here's what we're gonna do now. Okay, so we're gonna program this bad boy. Okay,
Okay.
there's 3 dial positions that we haven't got to. Okay, we've got to do the date and time, we've got to the setup, and there's 3 left that are blue. Okay, and you said, as Ed showed earlier, all we need is all these dial positions in the blue to run a program. Okay. So for what we have left, we have start times, we got run times, and we got water days. If we get those last 3 things programmed, we will have a running program. Okay. So I have them up there. Program 1, start time. Or those are start times. I got the run times, and I got the water days.
Program 1.
Okay. Your turn, Deanna.
First station.
So that's not first station.
No?
That's program 1, first start time.
No, but I'm reading.
This is,
Oh,
This
yeah.
is-
What dial are you on?
this is program
I'm on
1.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is program 1.
Program 1. Yep.
This is first station.
First start time. Okay.
First
First.
20 minutes.
This is just the first start time, not the run time, just the start time. So it's starting at 1 a.m. Remember, we could have 10 start times. So this is 1 of 10. Go here this way. Then, so we have 10 of these, okay? This is just when the program is going to start. You understand? Okay. At 10 o'clock at night tonight, we need to start the water. This setting right here is going to say at 10 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 o'clock.
1 a.m.
Oh,
At
okay.
1 a.m. tomorrow, we need a water.
Okay.
So right here in this program start times, it's showing us that we need to program the first one to start at 1 a.m.
Yes.
Okay, your turn. Just go right here. And once you go up and down, you'll see. Yeah. Okay, 1 a.m. Perfect.
1 a.m.
Yep. And now we need to get to the second one. Okay. So this is the first start time.
Yes.
If we go to the second one now. Now the second one is 4 a.m. Perfect. Okay. Now program 1 is going to start at 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. But program 2, we still need to change.
Yes.
Okay. So how do we get to a different program?
Here?
No.
No.
Look at big button. Program select. Okay. 1 through 40 here. So go down to 2.
Okay.
Yep. Press done.
Done.
And now it says program 2. First start time is 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
So you could just go to the 6, and then go right, and you could change it to p.m. Perfect. And then the second one over here, 8 p.m.
Where?
Go all the way back to highlight this.
There?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Again. Okay. Now go to 2, because we're going to the second program start time. We're going to the second start time on program 2. So look at this is program 2.
There you go, you got it.
Yeah, this is what program we're on. This is the first one, and this is the second one. 8 p.m. Eight. 8 0 0.
8?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Now we're done. So we got program 2 and program 1 done. Go to run times. Perfect. Okay, look at so it still shows that you're in program 2 here. So we want to go back to program 1. Hit this. Yep. Right here. Program select. Program 1. Okay, done. Perfect. Now station 1 is going to water for 20 minutes. All 3 of them. Okay, so let's get over here. Just press the plus button. Yep. 20 minutes. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to press copy.
Yeah.
Since they're all 20 minutes, we can copy them. So copy, and it says to all stations between 2 and 3. So it's going to end at station 3. Good.
Yes. This?
Perfect. Program 1, stations 2 through station 3.
Wow.
Okay.
So you just program 3 stations in 5 seconds.
Perfect.
Okay. Boom, boom. Perfect. Okay, so now that's program 1. Program 2. So let's get to program 2. Yep. And then now it's 5 minutes, 12 minutes, and 12 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
5.
5. Then go over here. This one. Okay. 12.
Station 2 is
Go
12.
back. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Okay. Now you can copy this one, and then you're gonna put right here. Copy run times to all stations between
2 and 3.
2 and 3.
No.
Yep.
2.
Oh. And 3. Okay. Now check. Perfect.
I'm done.
Now you got to do the last thing. Okay. We got programs and we're start times, run times. We need water days.
Are we gonna do a manual run?
Yeah,
Get
we're
some
gonna
clickers.
get some clickers.
Yeah.
Water days.
I'm gonna do.
Last tab.
On that second
It's
screen,
water days right here.
The one that's in Manteca, I'm gonna put that.
Okay. Program.
Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah, program 1 is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So if you want it off, you press off. If you want it on, you press on. So,
Okay.
yep. Tuesday, on.
More visual to show.
Wednesday off, Thursday on, Saturday on. Yep, perfect.
Nice.
Yep. Now select the other program. This is program 1. Done. And then the same thing. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Perfect. And then
Okay.
you're done. Okay, so let me show you how you could review it. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. And we're gonna go to confirm programming. Okay, this screen will show you exactly what you just did.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go down here, confirm programming. It's gonna say review programs, and it's gonna give you everything that you just put in. For program 1, okay, 1 a.m. and 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect, okay, press next. Water days, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Next.
Perfect. Water times, 1, 2, and 3, all 20 minutes. Okay, perfect. Now let's go over here. Don't worry about this. It's okay, next.
Did you program
Next.
your close sir?
Next.
Yeah.
Next. 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 It's a lot.
What is that?
It's everything. It's the whole programming, okay? So right here, program runtimes again, or excuse me. Program runtimes, or program summary.
The other thing that I
No,
like.
No,
it's
this is program runtimes.
review. No.
Review programs.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're in program 1, now program 2.
Two,
Correct. You know how to do that?
No, I
To
do.
review the times?
6,
No, I do.
8.
Okay.
I like the review.
Yeah,
I
do
never
too.
look at that before.
It's really deep. It's in depth.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Ta-da!
Okay, I
Now
am
you-
perfect.
Yes, and now you can,
Bueno, llévatelo, yo pido otro.
Okay, I'm gonna take that flow sensor to put on the trailer because it's a 2-inch already. Might as well.
Okay. You want to run it?
Yeah.
You want it? Oh, yeah. it
¿Lo
doesn't-
necesitas ya?
She's gonna be
Steal
upset.
it. Yeah, you just got robbed.
¿Lo necesitas ya?
That's
Está
welcome.
por ir, por eso.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to America.
They just rob you blind, honey.
Me robó.
He's robbing you.
She was watching.
Me robó.
Look at it. This is what happens when you come here in this country. You just get robbed in broad daylight.
Yep. I don't care.
In San Francisco, they bust your windows out.
They
Yeah.
don't even rob you. They
Smash
sell
and
it
grab
until
it.
you've given up what you.
Yeah, it's called manipulation.
What are we still talking
Wow,
about
look
the
at
same
that.
thing?
Looks like
You
an
go ahead,
IV.
pull it out.
Electrocution sound.
Okay, so we got robbed.
That was local.
Okay, just remember that.
Hey,
Take over.
we're gonna have a leak
Note.
here.
Rob,
Yeah, you got robbed.
Te robaron.
Put it on your LinkedIn
pero
today.
Rob is
Today I had a great
Is
training
what
and
is
I also
wrong?
got robbed.
You got robbed.
stole.
Stole, yeah, stolen.
No,
What?
no. Es un dicho. Más es como ya se acabó. It's a wrap.
Rob.
What?
No.
No, that's a burrito.
Like it's.
No, what the hell,
Did
robbed?
you just say? Oh,
That's a-
robbed.
Yeah, like,
I thought she said it's a
like
wrap.
stolen from.
It's a
Oh, yeah.
burrito.
Entonces eso sí es robbed.
same.
Burrito.
Yes.
It's the same.
Yes,
Burrito.
stolen.
Uh-huh.
Burrito.
Stolen, robbed.
Wrap.
In my face.
I heard wrap like it's a wrap.
Right in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disrespected you.
Yeah.
Let's do some
Puta.
rap. Some dancing. These guys are dancers here.
Okay, look at diagnostics, right?
Yeah.
There's something that's going to save your guys' life,
Okay.
or that you could potentially have some value to the contractor. There's a test called raster wire test. Are you guys familiar?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
What is?
I
Do you
don't
know what it
really
is,
use
Fern?
It's gonna check the electrical voltage of the line, right?
It's going to check the electrical voltage for the solenoids.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's going to tell you. No, thank you. It's going to tell you if the solenoid is good or shorted. So go ahead and press run.
Right? Got it.
Do you hear the solenoids testing?
See, here's the sunlight. I won't step on you.
It's going to fire them off, one at a time.
Yeah.
That
Got
was nice.
some music.
Yeah, we got everything connected. I'll tell you
I
what.
hear it.
Okay, and then it's going to run through the whole module because that's what we have. So it should go through 12, and then at the end it's going to give us some results. You guys never knew this was there?
No,
I knew it was it.
I didn't.
I did, but I don't use it.
I think we did it.
You know, water.
Yeah.
I think we went to a McLaren Hester site where we.
Yeah, we did. Okay, then it should say all stations okay. Okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's do something stupid. Go to the third station and cut your red wire.
Ooh.
Like this.
Jesse, it's okay.
Promise.
Just wire.
It's okay, Jesse.
Yeah.
You can replug
See
it.
the one that, Jesse, that's why the one
He's
that,
like,
you see the one that says number 3?
Red wire. Yeah, number 3, the number.
Right
Go
there.
out and cut your wire.
It's not gonna do it.
Well, for mine it says like station 9, 10, 11 open circuit. Is that because
Correct, because there's not wired.
And I have time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You have time on your stations 9 to 11. But Sylvia is just tearing you guys up.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Cut the red one, right?
That was
Have an extra
a
non-pro.
complimentary.
Who's wired now?
name, like,
Yes, yes. Switch out this.
you were waiting for me to.
Camera to camera.
Jesse has one. I think she has
Now,
a pro.
if there was water coming through,
And one of the tests again,
model?
right?
Yeah.
This one?
Give him your basic and take a pro.
Nate's really small.
My basic? Yeah.
¿Qué está pasando?
Peepaws.
Do you hear that?
Es que él se tiene que ir.
Ah,
Y entonces
Like fireworks.
agarran las piezas para poner en el trailer.
no está grabando.
Sí.
Anything fun over? Oh, nice. I like your
Yeah, check it out. I'm gonna go make it look nice right now. Just my finger.
Well, we're not gonna talk about that. I can't edit all this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, open circuit right there, station 3.
Why it sounds that?
So do the test
Well,
again?
then put it back together then. Can't leave it. Decirculate.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Look at, we cut station 3.
What do you have? 3 more?
Cut the
3
wire.
more weeks?
But now it says station 3 open circuit.
A picture?
Because look at,
Yeah. Signing fire.
it's not connected to anything. So this could happen in the field. I would test this if there's valves having problems, because what it could uncover is, hey, the connection could be messed up at the solenoid. A wire could be cut. A gopher could have ate it, and it understands. Now, if it was connected at the solenoid still, the wires were good, then it could be that there's a problem from the controller to the solenoid on that red wire, and that's the problem with
Diagnostic?
diagnostics on a
Yeah.
traditional system. You're not going to find that break. If that break was from this controller to Partisan down the street, right?
Yeah.
You're never going to be able to find where that line broke. And so what happens is most people just deem that as a dead wire and go and put a T-boss in, because they don't have an extra wire out in the field. Or what you could do it earlier, Fern, you could, if there was in the same valve box as another one, you could splice them together.
And then put the 2 valves on.
Exactly.
But we know people between here and Partisan.
Correct. We
And
do.
they'll know.
And they'll know what's going on.
I'm just saying, it's not a good example.
Because we just know. Okay, let's go through a couple other things. I want to show a couple other stuff. All right.
So what if you have there's just a weak connection?
Okay.
What's it gonna show on there as a fault?
It will say short.
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 And the other one's,
Open circuit or short.
okay.
So open circuit is a valve disconnected. A short is either a problem with the physical solenoid or whatever. Everyone knows that. Does everyone know the voltage that it takes to operate one of these? What is it? The voltage. The voltage that
120?
no 120 needs to go into the controller. Okay.
Yeah.
But what does the controller
5.
push up?
24 volts.
24 volts. 24.
24.000.
However, you can operate if you wanted to test the solenoid ever.
Yeah.
Does anyone know how to test the solenoid on the fly?
I guess you can lick the bottom of it. I saw some contractor do
Jesus Christ, Vern, you're kinky, bro.
I did see a contractor do that
You
once.
kinky back.
I don't know, I thought that was
A
like,
magnet? Is it a magnet?
Where's your,
This isn't like
where's
9
your,
volts.
volt meter?
Yeah.
With your volt
But
meter.
there's a way though.
Listen,
Yeah, put the wires on the battery.
Touch the.
listen, if you guys want to figure out if a solenoid is bad or not, a simple 9-volt battery
Ah, yes.
then.
Oh, yeah.
We'll help you out.
So you were sort of right, in a way.
Yeah.
Because
If you
I've
want to
been-
make the circuit. And if you want to
I've
make
done
this,
those, but
go ahead.
not anymore.
Yeah, when I was like
Stopped.
12.
Yeah.
But listen.
I mean, I didn't do it.
So look at if you put a good 9-volt battery on here and you connect both these wires like that,
Yeah.
it's not hot. It's not gonna hurt you. You'll hear it click, 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 and you'll know that the solenoid is good. Maybe not good, but it is able to actuate the plunger.
What if
up
the
and down.
battery's not good?
The battery's not good, then you're SOL.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you
that's
gotta
why I said-
test the battery
You gotta test the
before
battery
you-
first, yeah.
Okay.
But
I get it.
most times and done, if you're on a fly and you really want to check that, this has never let me fail.
So I let you lick the battery, and then I can test the, yeah, I got it.
Correct. Okay. So that's just a quick little trick of the trade.
That's cool.
Some people.
Okay, there's a
like
couple
more
other
better.
tabs.
Yep.
Let me explain them.
Good.
Seasonal adjust. Okay, seasonal adjust is something that old school people like Mark used to use back in 1960s.
Wait a second, 60, that was 2.
Yeah, that. Just kidding, Mark.
That's all right, I can handle it. Only from you, though.
What this does is it takes down your run times or ups your run times based upon the season, right? So they come stock as 100%. So that means that this 20 minutes that we put in on stations 1, 2, and 3 is indeed 20 minutes. However, if we changed it right now because the weather's gloomy, it's less hot outside, we changed it to 50%. Now program 1's run times would be 10 minutes each. Okay, so that could happen globally at the controller level, or it could happen per program. So if you wanted to adjust per season, like so, what happens is people go from March through September at 100%. Then October 1st, they knock down to 80%. November 1st, they knock down to 60%. In December, they're probably right around 40. And basically what it does is it creates a natural flow log graph so that, or usage graph, so that it shows the peak of our watering is in the summer. And it obviously dies off in the winter because we don't need as much water anymore. Okay?
Right.
And so that could get naturally done, and you don't need IQ to do that. You could do it right here on the controller. Okay? The next one is delay watering. It's just a calendar day off or on. If there's an event or you need to put a rain delay on the controller, it's right here in this tab. Super simple. The flow sensor settings is where it gets a little strong. Okay? So let me explain to you guys Flow Watch and Flow Manager. Flow Watch is a system that Rainbird uses to watch the flow that runs through the flow sensor. Okay, it recognizes how much gallons per minute is going through there, and it will display that on the controller. Flow Manager takes what it's learning from Flow Watch and calculates it into being a smart and effective way to apply water and understand if there's a high flow or a low flow come into play. So those need to be on mutually so they could see each other. Flow Watch, however, could be on without Flow Manager because Flow Watch is just testing it, okay, or reading it.
So when you set it up, though, you set the
requirements.
parameters.
Correct, and we're going to do that.
And that goes on to the manager.
Flow Manager.
Yes.
Correct.
So that watch can just do its job during the day.
Exactly.
I mean, 24/7.
Correct. And so if you go into Flow Manager and turn it on.
Flow manager, turn it on. Okay.
Yep. And then.
Accept.
Yep. And then you go into Set Flow Watch. You're going to set the Flow Watch actions now. Okay, so Flow Manager's on, and now Flow Watch is watching what Flow Manager is diagnosing. And inside of Flow Watch, you're going to set its parameters. So stock, we have settings. If you need to change them, you can change them. So obviously the first one, does Flow Watch stay on for you guys?
It says on off.
Okay, press on. Okay,
Show me. On. Okay.
it's on already.
Got it.
Okay, and now it's going to ask a couple things. Set flow limits and set flow actions. You guys see that? Okay, so the flow limits are your parameters, what Sylvia's talking about. What could, damn, you need something.
Yeah.
Either that or you're gonna have to be on that Halloween.
And Elixir.
Yeah.
Good thing you don't live too far away. No.
I already have, but keep going.
I just feel bad for you. Okay, so setting the flow threshold is right there. Come stock at 130. The settling time is 3 minutes. What does the settling time mean?
that it'll run it's running at 130% for 3 minutes straight.
No. When we see 130% of our actual allowed gallons going through the line, it will alarm.
Love that.
Okay.
That's great.
Yes. So when it hits
Can I
130,
explain it?
yeah, let's hear it. So
Oh, I want to.
By the way, battery's going. I got 5%.
So when you put in the parameters? The parameters, right? So you're basically saying 100 is neutral, right? But if you're getting too low of water, that means your plants are not getting water, right? If you go too high, then that means you're wasting water. So you need to decide, you and the customer need to decide what is the right parameter of when it's too low and when it's too high, right? So Rainbird suggests that at the lowest you want to keep it at 70%. And at the highest, you want to do 130. But you can do more. You can do 150, whatever. But that's the number that you're choosing when you are assigning your flow manager to do the job.
Correct.
So flow manager, I want you to do, I want you to give me an alarm if it's under 70%, but also tell me when it's over 130%.
yeah, you're right. So, but what is it? What is it? 130 or 70% of? So
Total water, total flow that goes through the
for what?
pipe.
The learned flow rate per station.
It's the learn flow. It's
I'm
the
sorry.
learn flow
Yes,
rate.
regarding.
No, you're exactly on the right track. I just wanted to have you spit it
Yeah,
out.
no, but that's true, because it's three
the learned flow rate per
Learned
station.
flow.
Correct.
¿Qué significa en español?
The max allowed flow.
La válvula,
Yeah.
ese sensor va a saber cuánta agua está pasando y va a decir, oh, estación 1 usa 20 galones por minuto. Entonces, cuando está al 100% está corriendo los 20 galones. Cuando está al 150% está corriendo 30 galones. ¿Verdad? Y luego
Yeah, so here's the deal. When we set up these requirements, we're first going to have all these stations learn its flow. What the controller is going to do is it's going to run every single station for 2 to 4 minutes. Okay, and what is going to happen is the flow watch is going to be seeing how many gallons it's putting through the flow sensor and remembering that.
Is that learned flow?
That learned flow,
Okay.
yeah. And so when next time the settings come up of like, hey, what's 130% of 10 gallons? 13. Okay, so if we see 13 gallons or 14 gallons on a zone, it's going to say too much water. We need to do something about it. Okay, it's a safety feature.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down to like 2%,
Go
but
ahead.
I can,
Yeah.
pump it up again.
No, it's good. Don't worry about it.
We're okay?
We're almost done.
All the other stuff's not important?
No, we're just going through some nonsense now.
All
But what is
Say
the
goodbye.
setting time now?
The settling time. Good question. So settling time
Uh-oh.
is how long is exhausting, or it's letting the line relax for, basically, until it tests again.
Oh, the next station.
Yes. No. So it's gonna say, hey, high flow alarm at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. Okay, and then it's gonna try to diagnose it and figure it out. The next time that it will test again is in 3 minutes to basically see if it's normalized. It's giving it a setting time.
Got it.
So if it normalizes within that time, it will wipe clear the alarm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Settle down.
Okay, let's go to advanced settings real quick, and we're gonna get into IQ.
Cool.
The fun and the sun. Okay. You ever used IQ before? Mark. You've seen enough. You've seen enough.
Armpit.
Hey, speak for yourself.
You dog.
En Colombia decimos, esa pose no la paga el seguro. ¿Cómo digo eso en inglés? This position.
That pose,
That's,
pose.
That's
Pose is
that
not paid by
position.
insurance.
Yeah, it's not covered by insurance.
Yes.
Is that covered or paid?
Good job.
I would like to have a.
Hey, it can take anything. It's another selling point. Nothing to coffee at.
They're so rough. I'm like, they used to go to distribute.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we got our common wire. Okay, this wire needs to make.
Is that necessary?
What's wrong with that controller?
Is that necessary? With love, with love.
Yeah.
Okay. This common wire needs to make it to each solenoid. Okay.
No, it's not. I guess I didn't take that one out.
It's not, it's made of plastic.
So
But it's also the.
here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're gonna come here. We're gonna measure enough for this one, which is right here. Cut it. We're gonna do the same splice, 3/4 of an inch.
You're gonna show them the spiral?
No,
Come on. That looks so cool when you do those.
too fancy.
The spiral.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gives you the extra footage in the box. You spin it around your
Yeah.
half-inch,
Yeah.
It does look cool.
half-inch,
Half-inch
three-quarter.
pipe. It looks good at 2-wire, but that's about it.
¿Cómo sabe que es ese? ¿Cómo sabe
Ahí
que es?
dice 14.
14.
We don't have
¿Dónde
them.
dice?
No,
En el cable.
No.
Pero ¿cómo sabe que el cable sabe?
The tool that you're using and where it says
Oh, es-
14,
Correct. Okay, look at
13.
Aquí dice.
These are
Yes,
wire
but-
strippers.
No, but it
En el
says.
cable.
How do you identify the wire?
Oh, the size of the wire? I know, but
Aquí dice.
Ask Nate.
right here.
Él lo sabe todo, pero.
Él lo sabe todo. You know everything.
14 all
Oh,
wire
okay,
gauge.
boss.
Okay. But when you go and buy it, you buy 14. But some people use whatever. Okay, so here's the deal. Right, we got this common coming out to the valve. But we're gonna need to continue this common on. So we're gonna need to splice this together. So we're gonna do this one more time. Okay. Then we're gonna take the first master valve wire, the ongoing common wire, and the common wire coming from the controller, all three of these.
3.
Correct. Because it's going to continue on. We want it to go to the next one. And then we're just going to, I like to do a nice little,
You do a little hand.
easy little wrap. And then we're going to put this one in here.
I was actually working with a contractor who puts like little heat sink.
Yeah, that's too much. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to put this bad boy. There's going to see some gel come out. That's silicone. It's going to waterproof everything. We're gonna tighten this nice and good. You don't need to break it, and you should tug on it after and see if it's good. Okay? If it doesn't pull out, you're good.
You pass.
Dun, dun.
All right, let's talk about those
¿Qué
for a minute.
conectó ahí?
Why are you using those black ones? I've
La
never seen
master
them.
valve.
Those black ones?
Instead of the red
¿Con
ones.
qué?
that we-
Oh, those are just waterproof
Este
connectors.
cable es cuál?
For
Que va a ir a
conventional.
todas las válvulas.
True. Yeah.
You'll be doing it.
True. And so then we're gonna grab
No, cuando no está enredado, está enredado.
Okay, now this la puta.
Happened.
No,
Did you get
nothing.
hit?
No.
Okay. So
Something
this
come out?
this red one here is going to be the first master valve, only master valve, and it's going to go into MV1 here on the zero slot module. MV1. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. And we're just going to go right in here. In. Easy.
Oh, wait, Nate, you don't need to push the little green tab to put it in?
No.
Just push
Not Nate.
To pull it out. To pull it out, you do.
Yeah.
To release it.
Okay. And then
Preguntó Fernando.
and
Este
then
botoncillo
this
verde,
side.
no se necesita que empujar más, se mete el alambre.
Okay. And then this side right here.
Don't see it.
It is a small button.
Okay. Now this goes to the other wire on the master valve.
I'm Mexican.
Tengo una pregunta. ¿Estos
Yeah.
cables siempre tienen que ser de sus colores?
El común siempre es blanco o negro.
Y este rojo
Puede ser.
puede ser cualquiera.
Okay.
Okay, so while you do that, I know right now we want to see everything. But
Correct.
if you were really installing it, would those cables be popping out like that?
No.
Or would they be going through the hole?
They would be going through this hole down here. I just don't want to ruin it. Yeah. So
No, I get it,
so
but I
if
just
a
wonder-
contractor was installing
Yeah.
this, they would knock these out right here with a screwdriver, pop them out, and then they would put a piece of PVC pipe in there, and then they would run the wires through the pipe.
Okay.
Okay.
Que lo puede romper y ponerle una cosa de PVC para que haya más espacio.
No, para que sea
Yeah, grab me one of those
limpio.
male adapters right there too, on the table, so I'll show her.
Y además está diciendo
Yeah.
que todos los
Yeah.
alambres
Yeah.
estos van a pasar por este hoyo.
And normally you have
No
the
puede ser más
galvanized
grande,
piece,
como a 3 pulgadas.
right,
Yeah.
on the inside.
Tiene como-
And then you have to
ahí
trim
le
it.
quitan esto y luego todos los alambres van a ir por ese
Entonces
hoyo.
nos tendrías los cables así saltando.
It's gonna go like that.
Pero es para que tengas una.
Y todos los alambres por este hoyo y por la pita.
And then this
para que
pipe,
no se miren.
this pipe is gonna go straight into the dirt, and then once it's in the dirt, they could just run it in the dirt. There doesn't need to be any more pipe. Okay? Okay, so listen. We ran the first common down, right? Ran MV1 down. The commons over here were just fine. It's all good. Same circuit. So we connected the master valve over to one of the wires, and we connected the commons to one of the wires, and the master valve to the other. So these are done. Okay, now what you guys need to do is continue on this common to the other 3 valves, and then wire one station wire from station 1, 2, and 3 to each 3 of those valves. Got it? Yeah. And I'll walk through and help everyone. But let's start.
Okay.
The other thing too that I did in my house with, when I put a bunch of valves like this together, you can do the daisy chain like he's doing there. Or you can, like if you're just doing, what I did with my valves is I took all the commons.
And wired them all together.
Like this. You know, put them together like that, you know, twisted them like this, and then did the common into one. It just, see, if they're close like this, you can do that.
I agree, but I just don't think that they're gonna fit
Well, you don't want them to
4
do that
wires.
right now because it's going to be.
And I want them to try to understand
The concept.
Yeah, you're right.
I know that.
Yeah,